Hello children. The water dash at a fast pace which leads to decrease in the flow of water. In summer, the water dash at a fast pace which leads to decrease in the flow of water. In summer, the water, what is going to happen to water? And it is going to happen at a fast pace, so that it happens very quick. Okay, because of that we will be having scarcity of water, that is it leads to decrease in the flow of water. What will be the answer, children? And the options are condense, evaporates. C is both A and B, that is condense and evaporates. D is none of these. So, and the answer is evaporates, B option. So, in summers, as the sun produces more heat, the water gets heated up very quickly and it is going to evaporate in the form of water vapor. No, so that is why this is going to lead to a decrease in the flow of water. Okay children, so that is why B is the correct answer. Clear? Now the second question, the flow of water is maximum in which season? The flow of water is maximum in which season? So when can we see much water flowing in the water bodies? Okay, when is it? In winters, rainy season, summers or autumn? So obviously it is in rainy season. Children, because of rains we get more water and water is going to flow in large amount. Clear? Third one is dash is the process of contamination of water bodies by pollutants. See, contamination is getting polluted. Okay, getting polluted where all the waste and all that which is not good. Okay, and which is the process of contamination of water bodies by pollutants? Pollutants in the sense which are responsible for the pollution. Okay, and we are talking about water bodies here. No, we are talking about the water bodies. And what will be the answer? Which are which are going to lead for water pollution? C is the correct answer. Okay, water pollution is the process of contamination of water bodies by pollutants. Okay children, clear? Yes. Now the fourth question, find the odd one out from the following. So you have to find the odd one. Odd one means which is different from the others. No. And you are having options as rains, spring, oceans and swimming pool. What will be the answer, children? Rains, spring, oceans and swimming pool. And the odd one is D option, that is swimming pool. Why it is so? Because rains, spring, oceans are natural process. No, it is by nature. But swimming pool, like we have built it, human beings have built it, it is an artificial thing. No, so that is why D is the correct answer. Fifth question, which of the following is not a major source of groundwater contamination? Again I'll read it for you children. Which of the following is not a major source of, which is not a major source of groundwater contamination? What did we call contamination as? Pollution. No, which is not a major source or a major reason of groundwater contamination. What is it? Is it agricultural products, landfills, underground storage tanks? All of the above are major sources of groundwater contamination. Okay. And A option, children, it is agriculture products. Like agriculture products in the sense like what we use for agriculture, that is the chemicals. Okay, because for getting good crop and all, normally farmers they use, sometimes they use chemical fertilizers and pesticides. No, so chemical fertilizers and pesticides, and which are not good, and they also are going to cause pollution for the groundwater. Okay, and landfills, B option is landfills. What is this? Landfills is nothing but the garbage sites. So normally we collect all the garbage from every house and we are going to dump it in a particular area. No, so that is called as landfills. So garbage sites, even this is also not good. Okay, and underground storage tanks. Underground storage tanks. So sometimes, so like chemicals, oils, minerals, they are all stored in the underground. Okay, so they'll be having tanks in the underground where you store chemicals, oils and minerals for industrial use, for factories use. Okay, children. So even this is also not good. In the sense, here agriculture products, landfills and underground storage, all these three are a major source of groundwater contamination. Groundwater contamination. Why? Because all these chemicals, minerals, fertilizers, pesticides, okay, so when when the rain is going to come, along with the rainwater, even these also are going to go inside the ground. Okay, inside the ground. So it is going to mix up with the groundwater. So hence the groundwater gets polluted. That is contaminated. No. So that is why D answer is the correct one. D option. That is all of the above are major sources of groundwater contamination. In the question we are having which is not a major source, but in the options all the three options are responsible for this groundwater contamination. So that is why D is the correct answer. Clear, children? Yes, now we'll go with the sixth question. Which one of the following is not responsible for water storage? Which one of the following is not responsible for water storage? Okay. A is rapid growth of industries. B is increasing population. C is heavy rainfall. D is mismanagement of water resources. Okay. So, which will be the answer, children? Which is not responsible for water storage? So here A option, rapid growth of industries. Now if you have got more, rapid in the sense in a big number or in fast growth, okay, fast growth of industries, so they also have to store the water shortage, not sorry, it is about water shortage because of many industries emerging every day. Emerging in the sense many industries are established, factories are established. So because of that there is much use of water. No. So even this leads to water shortage. And B is increasing population. As the population increases, what happens? We are going to use more water. No. If suppose if we are 4 or 5 in a house, in a family, how will be the water uses, children? Maybe we'll be using 20 or 30 buckets of water in a day. For example, I am telling you. Suppose if we are 10 or 15 members in a home, how many we are going to using? More amount of water. No. So again, this is going to be for reason for a water shortage. And the other option is C, heavy fall. Heavy rainfall, sorry, heavy rainfall. This is our answer, because heavy rainfall is nothing but it gives more water. No, there is no water shortage here. Clear, children? And the mismanagement of water resources, in the sense like wasting the water without saving, we are not going to use it properly. Even this also leads for water shortage. Okay, children, if you get a question like which is responsible for water shortage, then you can answer any of these 3 points. Okay, but our question is which is not responsible for water shortage. So that is why heavy rainfall is the answer. Clear, children? Yes, now find the odd one out. Find the odd one out. Again here, cold and flu, diarrhea, headaches and backaches. So cold and flu, these are all some illness. Okay, like cold and flu, when you get cold and flu, you will have body pains. No, body pains, you feel like a fever and all that. And diarrhea is nothing but vomiting and motions. Headache, when you have pain in your head, we call it as headache. Backache, again pain in the back, is called as backache. So which one is the odd one now? Diarrhea. Diarrhea, that is the B option, because in A, C and D, these options are a painful sickness. No, and B is, it is just vomitings and motions where you feel weak. Okay, children, clear? Now the next question here. Which of the following actions best describes conserving water? Which of the following actions best describes conserving water? Conserving is nothing but saving, children. So you are having 4 statements. Which will be the best action, best work to describe, to save water? Okay, best work to save water. A is using the same amount, B is using less, C is not using any, or D using more. Here we are talking about water, children. Using the same amount of water, can we say if we are using the same amount of water, will the water be saved, children? Suppose today we used 3 buckets of water, and if we want to save the water, so again what we have to do tomorrow? We have to use only 2 buckets of water. No, for example, so that you have saved 1 bucket of water. Clear? So that is why this is the wrong option. Using less, as I said now. This is the right option. Using less water. So try to save water by using it less. Okay. And not using any, this is also wrong, because it is not possible. Without water we cannot live, and without water our daily activities cannot be done. Okay, and using more again is also a wrong answer. If we use more water, how can we save then? No. So B is the correct answer, that is using less. You also try to practice this habit, children, because we have to save the water. Clear? Now the 9th question. The water suitable for drinking is also called dash. The water suitable for drinking is also called as what? Either pure water, pungent water, potable water or portable water. Okay, and the answer is C, that is potable water. Clear? Now 10th question. How much water on earth is available for drinking? How much water on the earth is available for drinking? So you will be surprised to know the answer here, because only 1% of the water on the earth is available for drinking. We are having water, but for drinking it is very less. water quantity, drinking water is very less. Okay, clear children? Yes. 11th question. People obtain groundwater through dash and dash. People obtain groundwater through dash and dash. So how do we get groundwater? Options are wells and tube wells, taps and drains, rivers and sea, ponds and oceans. How do we get children? Yes, answer is A, that is wells and tube wells. So we are going to get groundwater through wells and tube wells. 12th question. Do you think we can make use of rainwater? This is the question, ma. So you have to go with the correct answer. Do you think we can make use of rainwater? Answers are no. Rainwater can't be used as it is salty water. Is it correct? No. Rainwater is not salty. No. So that is why this is wrong. We can use it for so many purposes. B. Yes, rainwater can be used after filtration and chlorination. Okay, this is the correct answer. So we can use rainwater. Thing is, we have to make it pure, because rainwater may get some dust particles along with the rain. You may also water drops, there may be some dust particles in that water. So that is why you have to use it after filtration and chlorination, so that if any germs are there also, it can be killed. Clear? And now see, no, dirt can't be separated from rainwater. This is also no. No, we can separate the dirt from filtration. No. So D is none of this. So that is why B is the correct answer. Clear children?